let's ride.
Unified leadership.
Light that flame, turn it up loud, remember the name.
Unified leadership.
Power and pride, we don't just talk, we testify.
Unified leadership.
Heart and grind, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, croppers and rhythm, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, crowd on sway. Culture clay, truth and play. Sifu, Rafael, calm control, leaders in sync. Hearts of gold, focus sharp, the mission clear. Every step forward, silence the fear. Discipline, dripping, confidence, how we move together, we amplify. Who we are,
Unified.
what we lead.
Unified.
Stand tall,
Unified.
every time.
Unified leadership.
Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar.
Leadership.
Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar.
Leadership.
Steady and true, the sound of the few that follow new.
Leadership.
Strong alive, this is the beat where leaders thrive.
Unified leadership.
Buenos dias.
Bonjour. Bonjour, Sifu. Bonjour.
Si,
Good
senor.
morning. Grand Rising. I hear people, let me take these off, man. I hear people say Grand Rising. That's one I've always liked. For some reason, that Grand Rising, man.
Mm.
I like that one. How you feeling this morning, brother?
Gifted. Blessed.
Gifted. Bless. Mm.
Yeah. God is good, man.
Yeah, God is I don't think I could put a word on it. Man, God is good. You know, we definitely say that. We say God is great. God is amazing. God is omnipotent. God is, man, I try to find the word. God is God. I think that's yeah, God is God, brother. And shout out to one of my best closest friends, brother Jensen Ford. Jensen Ford. He lives out in Arizona. Grew up in Trinidad. Lived on Church Ave in Brooklyn.
Mm.
Joined the Marine Corps. Ended up in California, where I ended up, and he mentored me, man. And one of the first webinars that I did after I retired with Light Bulb Lessons, I reached out to him. I was like, bro, you're a leader. I need you to come. I need you to be on here.
Mm.
And he was straight up, man. Sifu, he was like, I'll be there, brother. And the question that was asked, what is leadership and who do you see as the greatest leader?
Mm.
And out of his mouth, he said, anybody can try to argue it, but Jesus Christ is the greatest leader to have ever lived and is still living to this day. And it was like all the other brothers on the webinar, we were just like, man, yeah, bro. Because when you really start looking at the attributes of what the Lord did, many people right now are off the mark, bro. Sifu, from preachers to pastors to reverends to laymen to priests, rabbis, you keep naming all these titles. There's a lot of them that is off the mark. And I say that, man, with confidence, because I know from what I read, man, hey, Jesus Christ was out there leading. Like, yo, he was leading, dog. Like, and the one place to where he lost his brain and really got disrupted was when he was turning over tables at the church because he was upset. Like, yo, y'all not gonna sit here and be blasphemous on the Father's name, bro. So,
Yeah.
hey, when I think just starting off, man, we're what 4 minutes and 50 seconds in. When I think of leadership, I start with God. When you and I met, Sifu, we felt that Spirit of God first. It wasn't anything else. Excuse me. We knew there's something different about this person. And I think what we're seeing in 2026 is a lot of people are faced with the truth by whichever way it comes, and being faced with that truth. I feel like people, Sifu, are starting to unthaw, because 32 degrees, is that frozen state. Mentally, a lot of people could be frozen.
Oh yeah.
Mentally, they're frozen, man. But I believe there's many people starting to really unthaw. And it's simple. All you got to do is just call on God. I say it every day. Whether people get mad, they don't like it, they shirk it off, whatever. I say every day, all we need is seven. Seven is God.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it works for
And
me.
if you think about God, right, one of the things that he did pretty clearly was simplify the complex situations that were arising around them.
Yeah,
Always simplify. Take it to what it truly is, not what people perceive it to be.
yeah,
And I think that's one of the things that clarity is so clear for a leader, that they can lead from clarity. If
yeah,
it's not clear, it's going to be hard to lead, right?
yeah.
And when we can turn complex situations into simple to understand situations,
Hmm.
it makes a huge difference as a leader. Because I think leadership is getting somebody to do something that they may never have even thought about
Right.
because it was too complex.
Yeah,
But a true leader understands the complexity in order to regurgitate it back in a clear way. I think that's something that it's simpler than most people even give it credit for, right? If you
yeah.
think about it, right? So people
Mhm.
don't follow you because you're intelligent. They follow you because you're clear on the message, on the guidance. I think that's one of the things that is important as a leader. Uh, and it was God was follow me, drop what you're doing, just follow me.
Mhm.
It will all be resolved. Your answers will be answered, but you can't do it where you are. You need to follow me, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think sometimes too, man, when it comes to this topic of leadership, um, I think people do follow blindly.
Mhm. No
Straight
doubt.
up, Sifu. I think people will follow based off the title. I think people follow based off of how many followers someone already has. I think people follow based on the type of car someone may drive, or the type of clothes that they rock.
Yeah.
The ice that they have on. I was in the Dollar General store last night, and this little girl in there, she couldn't be nothing but probably about 8, 9. She had all this ice on. But
Mm.
then I looked at her mom, and her mom had it on too. So I was like, well,
There
she's
you
doing
go.
exactly, she's following what she sees some other do. So I guess the point I'm making, and shout out to everyone out there. Uh, if you're with us this morning, stay with us. Stay with us. It's Friday morning. I want to say what? Seafood is April the 3rd.
Good. It's Good
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah. Shout out to my brother Teddy out there. I see you. We love you, Teddy, man. But yeah, stick with us, because these conversations are really good. And these build sessions are really great. So stick with us. But I believe people follow blindly. I believe
Mhm.
I believe I have followed blindly in my past. I followed brothers that told me, "Hey man, we could do this and make a little bit of money." I followed it. But what was I really following? I was really following the money.
Yeah.
But I blindly followed the person because there was just a little bitty pinch enough of something with them for me to say, okay, I'll take his word. Or the girl that told me, you don't have to use a condom.
Mm.
I followed it, you know, but was I following the girl or was I following that feeling of the sex?
Mm.
So that's what I mean when I say it still starts within, brother. If you've lived long enough, which you have, Sifu, I have, we both know that, man, if you did the old school, draw a line down the piece of paper, all your pros over here, all your cons over here. Cons meaning all the mistakes and crazy crap that you've done throughout your life. Pros, when you caught yourself or you stopped yourself, or God said, I'm gonna set you down and I'm gonna chastise you, I'm gonna correct you, I'm gonna lead your steps, I'm gonna guide your way. And when you look at those, like I said, as we've lived long enough, you start realizing that, man, it starts in self. It starts with us.
Mm. Yeah.
And I can honestly say, Sifu, that uh, a man told my wife yesterday, I regret voting for Donald Trump. I voted for him 2, 3 times or whatever. But what I see now in terms of leadership, I regret it. And my wife told him straight up, I don't want to get into no politics and all that because people, it's too mushy for some people.
Yeah.
Some people
Mm.
can't have the clarity that you just talked about, the logic that you just talked about. Remove the emotion from it, bro. I don't give a dang on if it's my daddy. If my daddy is sitting in the White House, Joe Clay, and he's making stupid, irrational decisions or great positive decisions, either which way, he's got a responsibility. And the gentleman, he was just being honest, man. Like breakthrough occurred yesterday, like real breakthrough. He's Caucasian, and he's helping us with the situation I was telling you about here at the home. Um, and him just, man, just opening up, bro. He just opened up. But he was just like,
Mm.
man, the things he's basically in a nutshell, Sifu. He just put his hand up and he said, I'm man enough to say that today, based on the things that I see, things that I read about, things that I hear, I feel embarrassed that I made that decision.
Mm.
That may could change tomorrow, it may change the next day. But as of today, I feel embarrassed and I rather, what did he say? He said I would rather not have voted at all if I just knew that some of the things would be what they are. So
Yeah.
not the whole politic aspect of it, because again, and you've heard me say it together with us. And when we was little, we was running around saying, man, I'm gonna be rich like Donald Trump. Again, following. We were following back then. Like when I
Mm.
thought of lifestyle of the rich and famous, who's that one man, the Ted DiBiase type that got plenty of money? Man, we're gonna be like Donald Trump when we grow up. And now you got us as grown men, that still can't look within and realize that he's human too.
Oh
That
yeah.
if God's running your life, no man on this planet Earth is running your life. I'll say that again. That's rebar for you fellas out there. That's that real rebar under the concrete. What I just said, bro. If you know who you are, and God is the head of your life, no man on earth, whoever it may be, Nelson Mandela, Donald Trump, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. God bless that man, Tiger Woods. God bless him. No man on this earth, man, is going to lead you the way God leads you. And again, man, unified leadership is so special to me, Seafood, because I've said in so many leadership spaces, brother, and people will be afraid to talk about that deeper layer of leadership. They're afraid to say I failed. They're afraid to look like they're not this most consummate leader. And the ones that I have followed are the ones that were real enough to say, bro, I'm broken. Bro, I had $1 million and I lost it all. Bro, uh, I humbled myself in my relationship with my spouse. So again, Sifu, these are the moments, man, that when we all come together under the banner of unified leadership. When you think of co-worker, co-relation, whatever it may be, that's unity. You can't think of the without that unification in there. And unified leadership to me is, I'm coming here expecting to get chopped up. I'm coming here expecting for the blade to get sharpened. I'm coming here to learn from someone that I know has done it. Nobody can teach me martial arts, like I know you can, Sifu.
I appreciate you, man.
Because you've experienced it, dog. You've lived it. You went through that gauntlet, bro. Man, I'll say it for lack of a better word. Man, you got your ass whooped learning how to become a master. And man, when I look at your pictures, when I go on Facebook and I go all the way down, bro. Years ago at your old pictures, dog, and you got you and them stances that only a dragon master could even remotely try to get in. Man, I get so freaking filled with like, man, that's it right there, bro. That right there is it. Because man, when you get to that place, bro, of mastering self, dog, that's when the leadership, in my opinion, first begins to unlock. If you haven't got to that self-mastery, you'll never unlock what real leadership is. In my opinion, that's just my thought on it. It's like running. And you want to quit so bad, bro. But you turn it up another notch. And it's like when you cross over into that portal of that next notch, and you're like wow, like it's really an out of body experience. And I know there's leaders out there that understand what I mean. When you're in that zone, when you're in that deepest layer of zone leadership, you're not letting sales drive you. You're not letting clients drive you. You're not letting any of those things that are very important. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking that old school Return of the Dragon, when Leroy, you know what I'm saying? When Neo started realizing who he was, once he realized who he was, in that level, like that's unified leadership, bro. That's what's going to happen in New York City next month, bro. Next
You know
month.
what? You brought it up. Let's go ahead and show the commercial. Take a look, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Unified leadership.
This is what we do, man. This is what we live. This is our calling. And you walk away with a working document, something that you could hold, that's intangible, that you could utilize, man, wherever you are on the journey. This is not for one specific element. This is for real leaders to grow that leadership acumen, to be better in the home, be better in your community, be better in your workspace, be better in your organization, your teams, man.
If you feel you have no value after day one, we'll give you your money back.
Indeed. 100%, bro.
That's how we stand behind what we believe in.
Unified leadership.
Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Steady and true, the sound of the few that follow new. Strong alive, this is the beat where leaders thrive.
Unified leadership.
Man, dog, I'm pumped. I'm pumped, dog. Shout out to Jose Escobar, leader of leaders, man. man, bro, like when I think about just that commercial, bro. What I love about it, man, is I know you're a master behind the scenes with so many different elements of the marketing aspect of things, the branding. But what I love, oh man, bro, like I feel that euphoria just running through my veins right now because man, this is a dream come true for me, brother.
Mm,
You,
I
you
hear you.
know, Jose knows it. You know, hey, Dr. Reed knows it. Anybody I know, man, Dave Mills, Emilio, everybody that I know knows that, man, I love leadership, dog. Like, and the harder it gets, the more I'm trying to personally reach that next layer, bro. Unlock that portal of just, man, oh, my light went out, bro. It's all
That's
good.
okay.
Yeah, my light. I got this little light. I'm sorry, but trying to unlock that next realm of that, just that portal, man. And when I watch that, that's what I feel every time. I feel that just like, wow, bro, like we will give you your money back, man.
That's it. Well, think about it, right? Leaders don't show up once. Leaders show up when it's inconvenient. And
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
about making it easy, but leaders truly show up at any given time. And when
yeah.
you think about the discipline of a leader, right?
Hmm.
A leader takes responsibility publicly, privately. They fix
Yeah,
problems privately so that
yeah,
we don't put somebody down, right?
yeah,
Um, if you consider as a leader, if you haven't made a mistake, you're a bad leader. I think because
yeah,
all leaders make
yeah.
mistakes, right? So leaders don't explain why they do certain things; they just do them. Um, and sometimes people don't understand what a leader is doing until it finally unfolds, and
Yeah,
that's one of the things that people don't realize. That
yeah.
take a leadership role in anywhere, it there's a lot of moving parts to be a leader. It's not
Hmm.
just one thing, it's many things. And understanding who we are as a leader. And so the question I like to shoot out for everybody out there is what is leadership to you? Because you're going to hear it from us, but what does that mean to you? What is leadership? And I can even go in through what some leaders that people have seen in the world, right? Think
Yeah.
about Elon Musk, right?
Hmm.
So whether you like him or not, the guy's a real leader.
Yeah,
The
no
guy
doubt.
knows how to get things done. You don't have to like him at all. But the whole thing is that he knows he goes for it, even when everybody's saying, no, don't do it. You're not going to get it. It's not going to. So he goes by facts.
Hmm.
He decides by facts. He wants to understand everything. So yeah, look, he took Tesla, he took the rocket program, he took the drilling program. Everything that he's done has turned into something. And like I said, you don't have to be his fan, but the way
Hmm.
he operates, even during failures, he operates at a high level. He
Yeah.
he doesn't let he's like a duck. It just slips off his tail, right? So that's why a duck can float in water, and it's because it just everything just slips off. And think about the failures he's gone through. But if he wasn't willing to fail, where would he be today?
Right.
There's a lot of incredible things that he's done that he may never fully get credit for. He's gonna get credit, but people don't want to admit it, right? And like I said, whether you like him or hate the man, he's a leader. So
Yeah, he is, man.
all the different leaders that have been in the world. I'm not talking about God at this moment. I'm talking about people.
Yeah,
People who have been great leaders. No failure. Because without failure, you can't lead. Failure is a lesson. And if you don't see it, it's a sad day for you.
yeah, man.
So the question here for everybody is, what does leadership mean to you? You can put it in the chat with us. We'll put it up. And it
Yeah,
doesn't
no
matter if
doubt.
we don't agree with you either. We don't have to agree with you. If you throw something out there and we don't agree with you, we'll put it up. Why? Because we all have an opinion,
Right.
and leader doesn't shut down anybody's opinion. We want to hear it.
Yeah, man. You know, I drive in a Tesla every day, bro. I've had so many people to say to me,
Mm,
I don't like Elon Musk, so there's no way I'd get a Tesla. Just based off of him alone, I feel like I'm contributing to a bad person or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
right.
It's like I told Robbie Lytle a couple days ago. You know, he had asked me something specific that pertained to the Marine Corps uniform, coupled with what he was saying or projecting out.
Mm,
And as I spoke to him about it, you know, just following the heart, man, following the spirit. I told him, I said, hey, bro, like, you know how it's perceived. Like perception is that reality specifically in terms of when we start talking about a uniform. If someone rings my doorbell right now and I go to the door and they're in a full-blown fireman outfit, you know, I'm gonna think they're the fire department, you know, and they could be just some Joe Schmo delivering an Amazon box that put on his brother's uniform that morning. I don't know, but I'm going to perceive it as, hey, this guy's a fireman. Is something on fire? What's going on? Same thing when we put on that Marine Corps uniform. It's like we represent the United States Marine Corps all the way to the point, you know, back in the days, and this is a reality. The first African American Marines that were allowed to come into the Marine Corps, uh, when they would get quote liberty and be able to go out in town to the bars and hang out in Jacksonville, North Carolina, they were getting locked up because the police were thinking that they were imposters. And they were like, "No, I'm a real Marine." They're like, "No, you're going to jail, buddy. You know,
mm,
you're not a Marine." So that's actual fact. So again, the uniform carries its weight. Like I was saying to Robbie, I said, "Man, but what you're saying carries weight, and what you're saying is the truth.
mm,
You're speaking about a book that is a little, I don't know, maybe 48, 52 page little paperback called How to Eat to Live. How to Eat to Live. And it breaks down like how to eat to live. If you want to live a
mm,
long, sustained life, and you do some of these things, and it breaks down the particular foods, different foods that we shouldn't eat, all these different things. And again, it's a book. It's someone, you know, opined that book and it's their thought on it. However, like I said to him, I said, but when the person, say the person goes on Amazon and looks that book up, as soon as they see who it's published or written by, now they're gonna be like, now they're faced with looking at you in the uniform, which represents a thing, Marine Corps, United States of America, and, and then the message being how to eat to live, and I'll say the name, written by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So now you're starting to get into the whole how it's perceived,
yeah.
you know. And again, it's a heavy topic because You're talking about worldly guys. You're not talking about guys that just grew up and kind of stayed local. Nothing wrong with that. We were just blessed and fortunate to be, on a vessel or a vehicle that took us around the world, i.e., in protection of this nation. So, like I told him, if you got the uniform on and you speak about how to eat to live, written by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you pretty much already know specifically how it's going to be perceived. So it still comes back to self. If you decide that's what you want, then okay. Otherwise, just the thing is how do you cross pollinate? How, because like me personally, we're seeing all of this AI. Some people are saying you don't know what's real, you don't know what's fake. I love the old kung fu masters, from the kung fu theater. Those. I love it. I used to go
Yeah.
watch it as a kid at the theater. We'd sit there, eat popcorn, and watch it. And their mouth is moving, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Kung Fu
Oh, yeah.
theater.
I used to watch those too.
Yeah, Shaolin. So
Saturday night matinee, man.
that's it, man. And you see a lot of these AI videos, they're using cats now, like pet little cats.
Yeah.
Is the master. Their eyes be closed, and they're standing there. They got the little thing on, and they're fighting. Oh man, it's amazing, bro. Like if you watch it, but what am I saying, man? I'm just saying, hey, man, like perception. A lot of times, even with us, some people are debating in their mind should they come to Farmingdale with us next month. They're really thinking about it. Like, man, should I go? Well, I'm here to tell you, you should come. Do whatever it takes, man. Uh, and I feel confident in saying that because, as you saw with the commercial, man, it is us, bro. Like we are leadership junkies, like big time. Like, and why? Why? What is leadership, and what is the purpose of the leadership growing? What is the purpose of the leadership getting better? What is the purpose of the leadership thriving? Like that, only you could lay that out there. I know for me, and I'll use myself as an example, and I'll pass it back to you, Sifu. I've led at the highest levels in my mind, my body, my spirit, and my heart. I've led at the highest levels. I've led 4-star generals. But again, to some people, a 4-star general means nothing. Like, okay, you led a 4-star general. Woohoo, whoopee doo. But I know within the environment and the capacity in which I was in, that's huge. To lead a 4-star general, to lead a 3-star general, a 2-star, a 1-star, a full bird colonel, a lieutenant colonel, a major. Like these are individuals that are well studied in leadership. They go to the best schools that America has to offer. Everybody runs around in our space. John C. Maxwell, John C. Maxwell. Yeah, that's cool. I love John C. as well. Zig Ziglar. Yeah, okay. I know Zig Ziglar as well. Jim Rohn. Yeah, I know Jim Rohn as well. Myron, Golden. Yeah, I know Myron Golden as well. Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins, you all. I see it. Everybody has their favorites, right? We opened up this conversation talking about, man, the leader of all leaders. If you sat down with each of those individuals, if I sat with them for 30 minutes, I know I'm going to mention the leader of all leaders. I'm going to look them in their eye, and I want to know if they know the God that I know. Because I don't want to follow someone who doesn't know the God that I know. Because what's the bigger purpose? Like I just said, what is leadership, and where are we going with this leadership? And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck. If I sat with a 4-star general, he knew something different about that Marine. That Marine has a poise within him, within his spirit, that he doesn't get rattled. That Marine has a different gear in his mindset in terms of what he wants to accomplish for these Marines. Simple stuff. I want every Marine to get back home, bro. I want the fathers to be back at the little soccer game with their kids. So that the purpose of leadership, man, I think a lot of time Sifu gets lost in the minutia. And for anyone out there that's listening, if you just put in the chat just one time, just leadership to me is this. And if you double down on that, like all the greats that I just named, Zig Ziglar, Anthony Robbins, all of them, Robert Kiyosaki, we can name them all, whoever your favorite is, Russell Brunson. One of my favorite is Sifu Rafael. One of my favorite is Dr. Oliver T. Reed. Because I've seen these men lead in ways that it ain't just about the money, bro. I've seen these men lead in ways, I've seen tears coming out of their face. I've seen them serving God, bro. The highest leader of them all to me, Timothy Clay, bro. I've seen these men serving and literally worshiping God, bro. And putting it all on the dang on freaking table. Like, woe is me. Like, I'm not perfect. I want to be better. I want to learn. I want to treat mankind the right way. I want to see Clay, who's not the same skin color as me, in the spirit, not just the carnal. So again, it's Sifu next month, bro. Shout out to Renee. Shout out to Jacqueline. And shout out to dang on freaking so many others, man, that, knowing their heart, man, like this is for a different type of purpose. We could curate so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. I love the curated rooms specific to the specific thing, because I'm going there and I know, just like next week on Tuesday, I'm flying to San Diego. I'm gonna get the rental car. I'm gonna go to the hotel. I'm gonna call my wife. I'm gonna lay there. I'm gonna get up in the morning. Then I'm gonna go to the Army Navy boarding school in Carlsbad, California, and I'm going to speak to young cadets. And they want to hear from me about specific. They want to hear T.O. talk about resiliency. They want to hear T.O. talk about how you fought back with battling addiction. They want to hear, how did you become a sergeant major in the Marines? They want to hear specific. They told me, the president of that boarding school said, I want you to talk about these specific things to my young men. And this is a campus. It's a military academy. So I'm going to lay there and I'm going to be ready and I'm going to speak to them. And then I'm going to go eat with them. And then at 6:54 Thursday morning, I'm back on a plane to come back home. And my thing is, that's something very specific. It's not to brag. It's not to boast. That's the calling. We talk about it in the commercial. This is our calling. This is what we really do. Like, I was told to my face, if I go to your Facebook, T.O. Clay, and I don't see you speaking, and it's in natural form, bro, you're not a speaker. If I go to your page and you're just posting everybody else's stuff, why should I want to consume anything from you? Or why do I want to bring you along to speak with me? If I go to your Instagram, T.O., and you say you're a business owner, but I don't see you doing anything in alignment with that, what are you really doing? So again, the clarity that you spoke about, and I appreciate you, Sifu. Sometimes I get on these zones, man, because I might die tonight, bro.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. But if I do, man, I left it all with you. You heard me speak it this morning, how important leadership is in our lives. Shout out to Melanie, bro. Like, she looks at you not only as her lover, but she also looks at you as a leader. Like, yo, decisions got to be made, babe. That's leadership, bro. You know, I see Jose talking about Katie all the time. That's leadership. You know, young Noah all the way across the country by himself. That's leadership. You know, I see all the different, again, the portal, bro. Teddy Scott saying, hey man, you guys are showing me your leadership just by being on this call this morning. You know, Angeline Constantino, I want you to come to New York, sis.
Yeah.
Man, I would be so happy, just as a man, not as a leader alone, but just as a man, for you to be there because you have a pure heart, Angeline. You really do, and I pray to God, man, that you can make it up there with us. It may not align for you. You may already be booked to do something else. You may have other things. You may be invited to a bar mitzvah. I don't know during that same time, but I would love for you to be up there with us, man. Because I'm telling you, man, when you walk in seafood space, it's automatic, man. You know you're in the right place. Like this is Seafood's home base. Like this is his home base. And when you walk in, you feel it from the entrance of the front door all the way to the back, man. You could feel the years of leadership, the years of work, the years of blood, sweat, tears, crying alone. I could just see Seafood just sitting there by himself, man, just like, man, what am I gonna do next? And he has nobody to turn to but God. And he lays it on the dojo mat to God. And next thing you
That's
know,
right.
God will start moving and doing different things. And next thing you know is it's too many people lined up outside the door. That's the power of the leadership that we operate up under. We operate up under the divine, you all. It's the truth, man. Like I told Seafood the other day, man. I've had restoration workers at my house the whole week. Man, I can't even breathe right now. I got so much drywall dust in my freaking nose. And it was because my baby boy, he blocked up the toilet, and throughout the night, the water overflowed and went from the top floor to the middle floor, all the way down here to the basement. And all I
Wow.
could do was just stand there and look at the ceiling, man. It's already brown and water's dripping everywhere, bro. Carpet soaking wet.
Wow.
And all I could think was leadership, bro. If I go up here and I spank my son, he's only 11.
No.
He didn't tell nobody that the toilet was stopped up. He knew the toilet was stopped up, Seafood, but he decided I'm going to bed, bro. If I go up here and I whoop him tonight, what is that really going to do other than just satisfying my itch?
Nothing.
It's not going to do
Nothing.
nothing, man. Instead, I hugged him, man, and I said, every one of us has done something as a kid that upset our parents or disrupted the home in some kind of way. To say, you know what you did is not right. You didn't say anything, son. And man, once he started seeing how real it was, when all these, restoration people coming and 20 dehumidifiers hooked up throughout the house and it's setting off the power. And when I tell you, man, the only way, man, you could experience and go through those type of things, man, is just knowing God, bro. When you know God, you know all of this passes. You know what I'm saying? So I love you, Seafood. I want to say this, and I'm gonna shut up, bro. This bat right here, man. It's a heavy hitter bat. I mean, it's a regular Louisville slugger, as you can see, but I give these bats out, man, on behalf of Light Bulb Lessons, uh, leadership, example, and for anybody out there, man. Hey, you come to New York City, and you talk about your journey as a leader. If my heart is pricked, I'm gonna give you one of these heavy hitter bats. Man, he's a special batch right here. Hey, I just went to New Orleans last weekend to deliver one to one of my old Marines, Kevin Thompson. Shout out to Kevin Thompson. He retired last weekend, Mardi Gras style retirement. And man, I drove all the way down there to give him that bat.
Nice.
That heavy hitter, man. So please, you all, man, please think about, why, the why, and what is leadership. What is the leadership for you? Where are you trying to go in 2026 that you haven't gone yet? We just crossed over into April. The first quarter's done. April, May, June. What's next for you? July, August, September. What's next for you? October, November, December. So I'm telling you, May of next month, man, it's gonna be special, bro. In the midst of all the other things that's going on right now. So many things are going on. And there's always competition in which one you're going to pick. Am I going to go to this? Am I going to go to that? Am I going over here? Am I going over there? Do I have the money to go to this? What does this flight cost? You got all of these different things. But again, man, when you slow down and you really ask yourself, and it's Coach Timothy T.O. Clay, man, I'm telling you, I have to do it myself every day. Man, you look at, man, what is going to move the ball down the field for me? What's going to put the ball in the hoop and I see it go through the nets for me? What is going to have me riding in the car listening to, Beyonce smiling in 2 weeks? Because I made the decision to do something that is in alignment with me, in alignment with the higher power, and is going to propel me forward in all the aspects of my life. And we're talking about Leadership Lab, man. If you go look at that website, Sifu, man, you did an amazing job, brother. I know me, when I look at it, there's no fluff, man. There's no fakeness. There's no lies. There's no hidden, upsells and all these other little tactics that people use just to get the money. No, bro. When I look at it, it's an alignment. And I'm like, bro, that is worth me getting on a plane in Atlanta and flying to NY, because I know the back end, bro. When I get back and I can implement these things, bro, it's gonna increase. Like I said, each quarter, I know come bottom of the quarter, I'm better for it, bro. And it's not because you, Sifu. It's just not because of you. Yeah, being with you, that's great. Being in your presence is great. But what's offered, brother, for May the 15th through the 17th, that Leadership Lab, putting on the white coat, man, and really getting into how T.O. Clay Lightbulb Lessons LLC is better for being there. That's what this is about. It's not about, let's just put something pretty together. Then you get there and you feel let down. Like, man, it's wasn't worth my freaking money, bro. It's just not. And we've experienced those things. We take all these different things that we experience and we say, okay, how do we put it together to where nobody's getting screwed over? First and foremost, we're not in the business of trying to screw somebody over. We're not in the business of just get your money, bro. But you feel robbed. Like that's not going to bless us on any type of back end ever.
Not at all. We also have an early bird special, right? So think about that.
Yes.
Let me play the commercial for a sec. Take a look.
Absolutely.
Unify leadership.
This is what we do, man. This is what we live. This is our calling. And you walk away with a working document, something that you could hold, that's intangible, that you could utilize, man, wherever you are on the journey. This is not for one specific element. This is for real leaders to grow that leadership acumen, to be better in the home, be better in your community, be better in your workspace, be better in your organization, your teams, man.
If you feel you have no value after day one, we'll give you your money back.
Indeed. 100%, bro.
That's how we stand behind what we believe in.
Unify leadership.
Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Raise that bar, leaders in
And we're back.
Sifu, have you ever had a charge back? Speaking of back, have you ever had a charge back for one of your services or goods that you sold?
0.
I've had one. I won't
Yeah.
go through the whole gamut of it, but when I first released my book, uh, a young lady named Martha, she charged it back, bro. And I remember, man, you would have thought that, man, like I broke into a bank. Like it was crazy, brother. Why do I bring that up, man? Because I did everything the right way. You know, I'm not trying to
That's all we
beat.
could do, right?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I'm not trying to beat anyone. I don't want to. It's the law of reciprocity, man. All those greats that I spoke about earlier, they all talk about it. They all talk about the law of reciprocity. They talk about the law of giving. They talk about the law of uh, attraction. All of those different things. And when you really study those, you will see that, man, this is in alignment with God. It's just being spit out differently. It's being spit out more business savvy, but it's still the alignment of God because you know what you give to the universe, you retract back. So we know that. So with that charge back, I did the right thing, Seafood, and my wife knows Martha. So my wife called her. She lives in South Carolina. My wife called her and was like, "Hey, you know, you bought my husband's book. He sent it to you. You got the book. Hold Iron Yards. We don't understand why you, in business world, charged it back." And she was like, "Well, I saw my bank statement something that said T.O. Clay light bulb lessons. I don't know who that is." My wife was like, "That's my husband." She was like, "Yeah, but you call him Neil." Because O'Neill's my middle name. So a lot of, home family, they call me Neil. Neil, right? O'Neill. That's with a T.O. Timothy O'Neill. So she was thinking Neil. She wasn't associating T.O. Clay light bulb lessons, right?
That's too funny.
So I ended up, getting it back and all that. But when I hear you say it out of your mouth, if you don't feel like you received the value, we will give your money back. That by itself, you all out there, for the listeners,
That's
for the
integrity, man. I've got to
come
tell
on,
you, that's
bro,
integrity right there.
big time integrity for any listener, any viewer out there right now, wherever you are, man, from Florida to NY to California, overseas, wherever you are, just please take that to heart, man. What we're saying here, we're saying we want you to be there with us because you're going to enhance the experience. You're going to add on to the cipher, as we say. What is a cipher? A cipher is a circle. We come together as knights of the round table, and man, we put on the middle of that table the topics that we're going to be speaking on. I'm telling you, I know this. We're all going to walk away better. We're going to walk away with a real, like I say in that commercial, man, you're going to have something that you could really hold on to and come back and implement immediately. So many people get the information. You've heard it before. I sound like the broken robot, the record that just keeps skipping. They get the information, or we, because I've done it myself, 100%. You get the information, you write it down, you got all of these notes, but you do not implement. And that's with anything, bro. Like if tax season ends on April the 15th, there's people right now that have not done their taxes. They've had from January the 1st till April the 3rd, but they just didn't implement yet. And they still got a window from the 4th to the 15th to get them done. I mean, there's extensions and all that. All I'm saying is just you could walk away with real implementation. And for Sifu in his heart to say to me first, before he even put it out there to the masses, T.O., if they don't feel the value is received, we will give them their money back. And I remember him saying it to me on the phone, and I was just like, man, Seafood, that's it right there. How many places do you go to in this space or environment that we operate within?
0.
and
You
it's
ever been
going
to
to
an
tell you,
event and they give you your money back? No,
come on, man, that's not happening nowhere, bro. Let's just be
nowhere.
100 with it. It's not happening. You're not getting your bread back, no matter how much it sucks, no matter how much you spent to get there, no matter how much you spent to lay your head, no matter how much you spent to eat, no matter how many books you bought while you were there, how many programs you may have signed up for while you were there, how many shirts you bought, merch, hoodies,
Mm,
whatever. You're not getting your money back.
nope.
But we're saying to you today, live in the flesh on this live stream, unified leadership. Like, man, that the integrity of that by itself, because we're not doing this for self gain. We're not doing this for self accolade. We're doing this because Sifu and I met in Philadelphia in a bar, just like the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps was established in Ton Tavern, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in a bar. And now look what the Marine Corps is today. Same concept. We met in a bar. Sifu wasn't drinking. I wasn't drinking. We were both clear, sober. We met, and boom, now we unified. And we said, bro, we could come together and we could still operate within our calling. We don't have to screw each other. We don't have to backstab one another. You know, Sifu is a workhorse. And I'm the first one to say sometimes, hey, bro, I don't know if Lancelot ever said, I don't know if Jose will say it with the NY experience, but man, Sifu is a workhorse. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with Sifu, bro. Sifu don't be playing around, bro. But I love it so much because it's like, man, um, and my wife just asked me if I wanted a Starbucks coffee. It's hard to keep up because it's like, man, Sifu is very calculated. And man, the things that he does, it's like, man, wow. But I appreciate the grace given. Sifu's man enough. He's real enough to say, man, Tio, I know you got a wife. I know you got children. I know you're doing light bulb lessons things. I know you're flying to different states and speaking. Brother, I got it. I just want you to look at it, acknowledge it, make sure it's in alignment with who we are, what we represent, and let's rock and roll. And I love you, Sifu, man. I love you,
Appreciate
bro.
that.
Most people don't do more than 4 or 5 shows together before something jumps off and then it just ah, you know what I'm saying? But Seafood, like Angeline just said, man, I give you your heavy hitter back. I got one for you, bro. I'm giving you the big dog though. This is not the big dog. I got the big dog sitting over there, and it's got your
I hear
name on
you.
it, bro. It's got your
Thanks.
name on it, and I just
We'll have to go
appreciate you.
hit some stuff.
Yeah, bro. And I can't wait to give it to you, man. Just as that token of appreciation from me, man, about the things that matter the most, bro. Like, I mean, you've seen a lot of money come through your hands in your day. I've seen money come through my hands. Your eyes have seen some of the most beautiful scenery, and I could keep naming them, but it's something special, bro, about starting here in the mind, creating something, stand loyal to it, having the integrity about it, and moving forward and manifesting and seeing that thing freaking come into fruition. That's what we've
That's it.
done. And I appreciate you for it, bro. Like, 100%, man. Like, I've talked a lot this morning because I've been quiet all week, just looking around and smelling, dust from the drywall and fans running and water stains. And I'm just like, man, I'm looking so forward to unified leadership on Friday morning. Um, and you're amazing too, Angeline. I'm telling you, Angeline, come to NY with us. I'll buy you a steak, sister. I'll get you a steak around there in Farmingdale somewhere. Um, and I saw that award that you got the other day, man. Uh, I can never understand how people can find in their heart to hate on others that are doing successful, amazing things.
Right.
Like, I struggle with that one, Sifu. I really struggle with how do people hate? And it's a simple answer because it just really boils back down to your relationship with the Father, man. If your relationship with the Father is that of one that that the Father never hated on you. If the Father never hated on me, how can I hate on someone else, bro? He's never hated on me, Sifu. When I've done the most rotten, crummiest, grimy stuff that I could ever do. Man, the Lord did not hate on me. He was like, hey, you know what? All I'm casting out the net for you.
Yeah.
So again,
Let's do it.
when I see people succeed, man, it makes me feel good, bro. I promise you, like I see Angeline standing there. You know what I'm saying? And I look at her eyes, man. I look at her face, and I'm just like, man, wow, she's putting in the work, bro.
She
You
sure
know,
is. She's a phenomenal human being, and in Tampa, she was incredible as well.
yeah,
Unfortunately, we are out of time.
yeah,
So
man.
make sure you guys join us next Friday, same bat time, same bat channel, right? 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you join us. Tell other people about it. If anything that you heard on today's show resonated with you, share it with somebody. It'll resonate with them as well. And this is one of the things. Thank you for my flowers.
Yeah,
So, appreciate it. I appreciate you, Theo. You're an incredible human being. It's there's a reason you and I have unified. Uh,
yes,
God,
sir.
God wanted us to unify, so we can bring this incredible show to people and share our wisdom that we have.
Yeah,
And one of the things that I love about Theo is that he's constantly learning. I'm
yeah, bro.
constantly learning, so we continue to do that, right? We continue to build up what we believe in.
Yeah,
And if you come to our events, you will know that you will be taken care of. So, with that said, God bless everybody. God bless you, Theo.
love
Everybody
you
have a
all out there, man.
good
Go be great.
do it. Every day is a chance, right? New beginning. All right, buddy. God bless.
Unify leadership. Let's move.
Let's lead. Let's ride.
Unify leadership.
Light the flame, turn it up loud. Remember the name.